Welcome to Metagame Minute. I am your temporary host, because Rhett is being a big ol' bobo. My name is Dash, and I'll be your host for this one. Let's start out. Let's just go around the horn, and do our kind of a one-on-one metagaming. Let's start with old Bentley. He had some fun times with Riff in town. Met up with what was his name?
Sanj. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So tell me, what is your whole goal then, to just liberate the bird people? It seems like your entire plan is the bird people. As soon as you met them, you were like, "That's my storyline, bird people."
Well, it's kind of like
us what you're thinking, what your goal is.
Well, it kind of started to happen like when I initially saw the Kenku. I didn't really know what they were, and that sort of stuff. And then I started doing research on them in Zephyrus's vast library. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe they're just misunderstood. And then when I saw him injured before the break-in and that sort of stuff, then I kind of feel as though they get treated like second-class citizens, and like my character's just not that way. I'm not into that sort of stuff. So, and then like with that cloak, with that mantle or whatever, yeah. And then once seeing like the crazy bird that was like, I'm supposed to go fight, I'm Batman. I'm supposed to go fight tyranny and, bring justice to the lands and that sort of stuff. And
right.
Spread the lore that is me as a Ghostwise halfling. And,
right.
And then I've got this kid that like seems to be super. Now, the thing I was doing the winks about, Alex, maybe I'm remember this incorrect. He was a druid, right? He was like talking with.
He could talk to animals.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah. That's what I was remembering.
But it seemed the sister didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, that's why I stopped saying it, because I was like, oh. And I couldn't remember if he'd sworn me to secrecy. So right now, like, I mean, it's kind of like the only thing that interests Riff is this thing that every time, like, if Alex had, like, poisoned the well or whatever, and it's just like nothing happens, and I wouldn't go back to it. But every time I seem to go back to it, something interesting happens. And,
right.
It's better for me as a player, but also as my character, being an 11-year-old kid, doesn't want to sit around a house. The character did that at the monastery for 11 years, so now it doesn't want to sit around and figure out the mysteries of the house, especially when, I'm supposed to be out sort of like learning how to become like this great, Ghostwise halfling of the age and that sort of stuff. And then, I don't know, it just, that seems fun. And then obviously, when it comes time for other stuff, I will obviously be a team player and help whomever out with whatever, because I do like my group. It's just like, when you're 11 years old, I just play them as like a kid in a fishbowl, just like, well,
yeah, new adventures. You would like to be the liberator of the birds, start the bird revolution.
Bird revolution, yeah.
There you go.
Bird also, going back to something I said like many episodes ago, is that like, and it might just be something of the house that's like but there was like all the stuff on the roof or near the roof. There was like a bird, like an owlry at Hogwarts type of thing or whatever. So I'm thinking, my goal is still like maybe the Kenku will get on our side and sort of becomes guardians and of our mansion.
Yeah, kind of like tend to the grounds and stuff. Kind of become worker
if they're into that, but more maybe just like perimeter people, like how they have people in the trees and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they're like our sort of hidden secret guards and that sort of stuff.
Nice. Let's go to Rhett.
Is that a ferret?
Yes,
the weasel.
He's got a weasel on his screen. Rhett, what are you thinking about after this last episode? You helped Ball, well, more like you did like a state construction worker and just watched Ball work.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. What is your character? Does he want to find out more about the mansion? As long as it's not him doing the physical finding out.
Yeah, he's very interested in what could kill him, for sure. So if like, it kind of feels like this prison that if it's holding on anything that's like uber powerful, that like the family would have been hunting, since we now know that they're monster hunters and all that. Zephyrus wants to know about it just so A, burglars don't break in and break them out and we die. B, they get water and break out and we die. C, whatever else happens and we end up dying. That's his number one goal. It's all self-preservation. He's not super concerned about the state of the house. Houses can be repaired. He's not super concerned about any of that.
Self-preservation.
Right. Yeah. And it's kind of like what can he use if there's something that's down there that like maybe he can bend with a fancy word or something like that, then that's even better to know about. Knowing is better than not knowing. So that's kind of where he's at. Plus, it's super interesting because we've known about this for a while and we've kind of gotten close to it with the fountain. Alex has tried to drop some serious hints and we've had people like flat out just like, here, check it. I got this weird feeling down here. And we're like, whatever. Yeah. I don't know if like Alex was just going along with it, but I felt like a damn genius when I finally thought of the cracks that were obvious. He felt like he was really laying the groundwork. He's like, yeah, you go down there and there's like cracks and stuff. I'm like, oh shit. I remember him mentioning that, but like
I did.
I wonder if it's like important or not, so that's, and of course Zephyrus is thinking he could gas through it like last time, but he's a little gun shy about going, especially through cracks in the floor. Where the hell is that going to go? How long is that going to be?
Right. Yeah. The length of it is a tough one.
Right.
If you can't reappear somewhere else, then that's when you start taking the damage.
Right. Yeah. So, a door jam is one thing, and that almost killed him. So,
so would you say if Zephyrus's main goal seems to be self-preservation, would you say that your character would, if put in the situation, betray those close to him if it meant certain survival for himself?
I mean, I guess if we're talking like a certain death situation, like maybe. However,
yeah, like we're going into a battle that's gonna be dangerous, but you found an out. Would your character then take it?
Be honest, this is Metagame Minute.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so like in the spirit of the question, yes. However, Zephyrus is also like
son of a.
Zephyrus is also a very like there's always another way type person. So like if he's going into a situation that's certain death, he might try to not go into that situation. He might and part of Zephyrus's liking to keep you guys around is that you've proven to be like very capable and handy. Right. And like Zephyrus is not a fighter and he casts magic and stuff, but like he didn't understand the magic that he wields. He's not a wizard. What if
an enemy of ours propositioned you with much gold and wealth and fortune and ensuring your safety, but you'd have to kind of sell us down the river?
Oh yeah, so like Zephyrus loves gold, but like that is it's
so
not going to solve. It's not going to solve his problems. So if somebody came and was like, we'll give you 1 million gold pieces to like sell these guys out, like I might figure out a way to con them where we can split the gold, y'all live, and maybe we kill those guys. Huh?
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Seems a little overconfident in your skills though.
But I'm just telling you where Zephyrus is coming
that tracks from. Though. That tracks with his character.
Yeah.
The best way to view Zephyrus, and I've told Alex this before, but I tried to like do a more like a Frank Abagnale type character, like from Catch Me If You Can, Leo DiCaprio.
Gotcha.
Like printing the bonds or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just like, oh damn it, we almost caught him. He got away this time. Anyway, see you later, and just like walks out the door. It doesn't work because his charisma stat is not that high.
Let's go on to Milo as Ball. You were digging, right?
Yeah, got to use my new little short sword thing. That was cool.
Awesome, cool. And what is it you were hoping to find when you were digging?
I don't know. I just wanted to play with the sword more than anything.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Ball got a new toy and he wanted to tinker with it, and it made sense to dig a hole. That's basically all I was thinking.
Okay, cool. Is there something in the immediate that you feel like Ball is wanting? Like, is there any real like thing that is pulling Ball in a certain direction?
No. Not really.
No, you're just kind of going with the flow.
Just going with the flow, yeah. I'm out in the world, exploring, finding out new things. Yeah,
that's exciting.
It's what he's looking for.
And Caleb, Scory, you turned into a ferret or weasel.
Yeah.
You crawled down. You did some exploring. What is something that you, as a player, would want to find? not necessarily your character. What is something you were hoping you could uncover through your exploration? Powerful magic item, or
well, I think some sort of information that I can withhold and use for my advantage later. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yeah, no, that's pretty crystal clear.
Sounds familiar.
But I mean, as a character, that's meta gaming. Like that's kind of Scory's deal. He's looking out for numero uno. I've said this before, but I mean,
right.
he is enjoying the group, and this seems to be a convenient place for him right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how thick that loyalty is for him. Like if his demons come back to haunt him, he wouldn't sell anybody out, but he also wouldn't necessarily stick by, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's called being a coward.
I wouldn't.
So you're like, I wouldn't sell you out, but I would.
But I will also run away.
Abandon you.
Yes.
But I will.
And he's mocking Zephyrus over here, like, oh, you.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so
he's got a linear.
Has like very little loyalty to the group.
Well, I wouldn't say little loyalty. That's what his livelihood is built on. But I mean, right now he's got a priority, and that priority is securing his life.
Self-preservation, much like Zephyrus.
Right? Yeah. So it's not necessarily that you all are worthless to him. It's just that he knows that. And who knows? Maybe throughout these adventures, his heart softens, and he's willing to sacrifice himself for you guys. Time will tell.
Can't wait.
Let's just hope he doesn't come to that too soon, because otherwise he's out of there.
Can I ask a quick question to Caleb? Because I thought it was kind of interesting. Maybe this is more for Alex rather. So like with Caleb's background of like being a sailor, pirate, high seas, blah, blah, blah. He touches this fountain. He gets an ill feeling. And it's like there's water underneath, like, right? Is this like, and I'm wondering if maybe like the creature, I don't know, this is too deep into the metagame, but like maybe the creature is like some sort of like nautical creature that like he would know about or something. I don't know. That seemed like kind of interesting that the water guy would have a warning about a watery prison type thing.
Well, in Alex's defense, there are only 5 elements to work with. So there's a 20% chance that it's going to be water-based.
Right.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you want to get medieval about it, there's a lot more elements in real life. Just look at the periodic table.
That's real life. This is metagame minute.
Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, let's close out with Alex. You were the DM.
Yes.
Tell me about the direction that the characters have been going, and where things that have thrown you as the DM, or directions that you didn't really expect any of these characters to really go.
Mm-hmm. The kind of like the ebb and flow and interest of certain things, where like with this like the prison and like, oh yeah, I remembered about that, and getting interested in it. That keeps me on my toes, where I told you guys about the cracks back during when the dragon was there, and I was like, oh, they might pick up on that, and no, they you guys didn't, but then it's still there.
Mansion to explore.
right, and that is the thing, is this mansion is huge, and it's fun to be able to tease out a lot of its history through the course of the game. So in that regard, it was a good investment to really put the work into this mansion, because it's been fun finding out the little nooks and crannies of it, and seeing where you guys are kind of interested in is always new and exciting for me.
Cool, awesome.
We didn't skip Milo, right?
No.
Oh, I just didn't really have anything.
Okay.
Oh, we talked to him.
He was excited to use his new tool.
Yes, he's excited to use the new tool. Well, I think that's it for Metagame Minute. Let's go ahead and wrap this baby up and get out of here. I've been your temporary host, Dash Thompson, and you grab your swords and keep on adventuring. I'm out, baby.